mentioned earlier that Pharrell is executive producing the album. He was on your first album, Serious, and the single with Benny Man. So can you talk about the early days, the first time you met him?
Pharrell, man, was always just an extremely genuine supporter from day one. I don't know whether it was, I think it was probably whatever he heard from me. He heard my music before he'd actually met me. So whatever he'd heard, it spoke to him in a way that when he met me, he kind of felt like he knew me already, which is, you know, I appreciate that. And back then, he was like, you know, and still is, you know what I'm saying, like one of the hottest things going in music. And I, without question, wanted to work with him, but my budget would not support his fee. And we, you know what I'm saying, we spoke for a few minutes, and before long, I got a call saying that, you know, he kind of like waived his fees just so we could, you know, go in and work. And with that notice, I was headed to Virginia, and we recorded the 2 records that was on the first album, I'm Serious and Pussy Pumper.
I remember back then, in all his interview, was saying that you were the Jay-Z of the South.
Yeah, he laid it on thick, didn't he? I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, Pharrell has very high expectations for me, you know, and I welcome it. I welcome the challenge. I mean, but when you get to comparing me, you know, I've been called the Jay-Z of the South. I've been called the Tupac of today. I've been called just about everything anyone could be called to want to stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what it is, but I appreciate it. I'm humbled by it, and you know, I just give all my effort and energy towards living up to it.
And how was it now to work with him on this new album?
How was it working on the new project, man? It was different. It was different. You know, because we did so much music, we got to experiment a lot more. Usually when we go in, I'll tell him what kind of record I want from him.
Yeah.
This time, we went in because we knew that we were just going to go in infinitely. So, you know, it wasn't like I only have this day, so I got to get everything I can out of these days. It was, when I went in, I was like, what you want to do? You know, and he's like, yo, I was just thinking, something just hit me, and you know what? Just wait a minute. I'm gonna play it for you. And in about 10 minutes, he'll get to beating around, and he'll have a very eclectic combination of sounds and rhythms, and I'll say, okay, where you going with it, you know? And he'll go in the booth and he'll do something, and I'll be like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. Then I go in there and I do something, and then we'll sit back and we'll just observe, you know what I'm saying? And after it's done, we'll analyze it and say whether it's a keeper, whether it needs more work, or, you know what I mean? We've done like somewhere between 12 to 20 songs just for this project.